Okay, so please open your books on page 84 and focus with me, please. If you have a question, you can write it in the chat. You can tell me, but tell me if you understand or not, because it's very important. Like we started yesterday by talking. Yes, we started yesterday by having verbs that be followed by verbs with the infinitive or with the gerund. Like we said yesterday, and I needed to write that in your book or in your notebook. When I say infinitives, when I say infinitives, it means that you're going to write to plus a verb, which is verb one. When I say gerunds, it means that a word, or sorry, a noun with ing, not a verb with ing, it's a noun. Okay, so we will write noun with ing. Okay, so the thing that we're going to understand now is we're going to know how what is the difference between when I say the verb, when I have verbs, and then plus, whether plus the infinitives to with the verb or plus the gerund, which is the noun with the ing. Okay, so this is the meaning of infinitives, to with the verb and the gerund n with ing. Okay, we have how many verbs here? I think we have five, or yes, five. We have the verb here: remember, forget, regret, stop, and try. Those are the verbs that we're going to know, each one of them, how they are going to mean when they are followed by the infinitives and when they are followed by the gerunds. Does that make a difference in the meaning? We're going to see. Yesterday we started with, he always remembers to send his grandparents a gift in special holidays. We have remembers, you see the verb, and then it was followed by the infinitives. To with the verb. This is the infinitive. What does that mean? He's saying that if remembered is followed by the infinitive, it means that remember to do a task. He always remembers to send. الفوكس هنا على ماذا؟ على السند. To send. Okay? طيب. Let's see if it was followed by the gerund, which is the word with the ing. He remembers sending gifts last year. غالبا ليس دائما. غالبا when I use the verb, one of those verbs, and then it's followed by the ing, it means in the past. غالبا, sometimes, not all the time. It means in the past. So he remembers sending gifts last year. Yes, honey.
Your voice is glitching.
I have to do something. Okay, just a minute.
Can't hear you.
Okay, now let's complete. So here we have, he remembers sending gifts last year. When I have remember and then the gerund, which is the word with the ing, it means he remember having done something where, or when, sorry, in the past. Clear? I'm going to say it again. And when I say he remembered to send his grandparents a gift, he remembered to send, or he remembered to do his homework. Okay. Here I focus more on what? On the task. He remembered to do a task. But when I say he remembered doing his homework, here I focus more on the time. He remembered doing his homework, for example, yesterday. I focus that I have done something, خلاص, it's done in the past, and the focus here on the time. ها ثالث. Do you understand? Please tell me if you understand. Write yes in the chat. ها ثالث. All of us? Okay, good. Thank you for telling me. Okay. Now let's give examples if you have one, whether with the infinitives or with the gerunds, but we're going to use the verb remember. Ola, Thalith, do you have an example? I can say, I remember to, I remember to read this book. What does that mean when I say I remember and then the infinitive? It means that
It's past.
I remember that I remember to read this book. It means that I didn't do this task yet, but I remember that I need to do it now. So I remember to read this book. Okay? It means that now I remember that I need to read this book. Okay? Type. What about the infinitive? Sorry, the gerunds, if I want to use it with the ing. What does that, how can I use it?
I remember.
Like when I say, I remember
Reading.
This book. Can you tell the difference now between them? When I say, I remember reading this book, it means that I have read this book in the past. But when I said, I remember to read this book, it means that, oh, it's a task that I didn't do yet. I have to do it. But here, no, it's done. Here, no, I have to do it. I remember to read this book. It means that I have to do this task. I didn't do it yet. I remember reading this book maybe last year, maybe last month. It means that it's in the past. ها ثالث. Clear? All of us? Right. Take a screenshot, please, so we can move on. It's important to understand the examples. They are more easy than the examples in the book. Right. Now we have, she sometimes forgets to call. I have here the verb forget. Okay, just a minute. I have forget, and it has been followed. It has been followed by the infinitives, to with the verb. That means when forget is followed by the infinitive, not remember to do a task. It's the opposite of remember, of course. Forget is the opposite of remember. So I forget to call. It means that I didn't do this task. I don't remember doing this task. When I say she sometimes forgets calling me, forget with the gerund, not remember having done something in the past. You see, again, with the ing here, it's related to the time. It means that she does not remember that she did that in the past. She sometimes forgets calling us, or she sometimes forgets calling her parents. Okay, but when I say she sometimes forgets to call, now I focus on the task itself, that it hasn't been done because she forgets that. Clear, Thalith? It's just the opposite of, with the meaning, the opposite of remember. Now let's write example using forget. I need you to give me examples. I thought it's easy. You can write in the chat your example if you want. I'm waiting. I need your examples. Okay, we can say I forget to submit. Submit meaning that to give the homework. To submit يعني أسلم. To submit the homework. Okay, I forget to submit the homework. It means I don't remember to do this task. I don't remember doing this. Dimas, you're late. Why? Okay. Then we have, if I said with the ing, I forget submitting homework. Meaning that maybe it has passed the deadline and I forget that I didn't submit the homework. So I forget submitting the homework. It means that I didn't do the homework. Okay, but when I say I forget to submit the homework, it means that I don't focus on the time. No, I just focus that I didn't do this task. Clear? Clear, Thalith?
Yes.
Are you with me? Okay.
Yes.
Seems that طيب. Now we have regret. Do you know the meaning of the verb regret? What is the meaning of regret?
يندم.
Yes, thank you so much, Rod. So regret means that you feel guilty that you didn't or you did something. Now we have regret after the infinitive and regret after the gerund. When I say I regret to tell you that I have a secret, it means that I wish it were not necessary to do this thing. You see? I regret to tell you that I have a secret. But when I say I regret telling you my secret, it means that did I tell you my secret or not? I regret telling you my secret.
I told you my secret.
Yes, I already told you. Now I'm feeling what? Guilty, or I regret that. So I wish it were possible not to undo this thing. Okay, and it's in the past. Wish it were not necessary to do this thing. Yani, I wish that I have the option not to tell you my secret. I regret to tell you that I have a secret. Like, let's use regret in another thing rather than secrets. Give me your examples. هذا.
I regret taking this meal.
I regret taking.
No, that should be the gender. Wait.
The gerund, it's okay if you want to use it.
Okay, I regret taking this meal.
This meal.
Yes.
Very good. I regret taking this meal or eating this meal. It means that I already ate this meal and now I regret it. Very good. What about to? If I want to use to?
I regret to take the meal. Well, that's
Yes.
not work.
I regret to take this meal.
That's right.
It means that, yes, it's correct, because it means that I have to, sorry, I have to take it, but I regret taking it. I regret to take this meal. Okay, it means that I feel the guilty to take this meal, but maybe I have to. Maybe my mother told me. So I regret to. ها ثالث. Okay, shall we move on? Then we have we have the verb stop. For example, here we stopped to watch the sunset. For example, we were walking and then we stopped to watch the sunset. Stop with the infinitive means that stop doing something, maybe they were walking, in order to do something else because they want to watch the sunset. Okay, we stopped, maybe they were walking, they stopped doing something, which is the walking. Why? Because they want to do something else, which is watching the sunset. But when they said, we stopped watching the sunset, it means that they were watching the sunset the whole time and then they stopped doing or they stopped watching it. Clear?
Yes.
For example, I can say, um, I stopped um, to buy clothes from this store. I was doing something and then I stopped in order what? To go to the store and buy clothes. But when I say I stopped buying clothes from this store, the whole meaning has changed. Can you notice? What does that mean when I say I stopped buying clothes from this store? What is the difference? Can you tell the difference in the meaning? ها ثالث.
No, actually.
Okay, I will tell you. When I said I stopped, just focus on this sentence. When I say I stopped to buy clothes from this store, it means that maybe I was walking, I was doing something, but I stopped suddenly to buy clothes from this store. I went to this store to buy clothes. Okay, you see when I use stop with the infinitive, it means that
Yes.
I stopped doing something in order to do something else. I stopped here, maybe walking. There is a hidden verb here, a hidden action here, which is I stopped doing it. Why? Because I want to buy clothes from this store. The opposite in the meaning, when I say I stopped buying clothes from this store is what? Prohibited to me. I stopped buying any clothes from this store. Did you understand?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. And then the last verb that we have is try and then the infinitive. I tried to reach them, but they didn't answer the phone. Try with the infinitive, make an attempt to do something. Attempt يعني محاولة. I tried reaching them by email. When I use try with the gerund, it means that I try a specific method to reach a goal. The first one, when I say I tried to reach them, but they didn't answer the phone, the focus here on what? On trying. I don't focus on the way that I tried to reach them. Maybe I tried to reach them by email. Maybe I tried to reach them by calling them. Okay, anyway. But here I focus what? On trying or the attempt to do something. But when I say I tried reaching them by email, I focus on the method. You tried reaching them by what? You focus on what? The method itself. Okay, can we write examples? You can say, I tried to
Reach her.
say it again, please.
Reach
I tried. You want to use the verb reach. Okay, I tried to reach.
her.
Uh-huh.
But she already left.
You already left. Very good. I tried to reach her, but she already left. Okay. Also, I can say, I tried reaching her by what? Maybe by calling her or by phone. Okay? We're going to revise this grammar again and again until we make sure that we understand it well. Okay. Now let's move on to the passive form of infinitives and the gerunds. Sometimes I have a passive form and I use it, and I think you're familiar with the passive form. You just have to use it as in a grammar way. For example, if I want to use the passive form, we know the meaning of the passive, of course. The apple is eaten by Ahmed, for example. The passive form of an infinitive is to be and then past participle, which is verb 3. Past participle is verb 3. Everybody wants to be respected by somebody. You see, everybody wants, this is the passive, because I have also by, that means that I'm using the passive form. So everybody wants to be respected by somebody. You see? Or I can say, for example, I want to be treated well. Sometimes I can say that in the passive form of the infinitive. Okay. The passive form of the gerund is being and then the past participle, verb 3. Okay. Being asked to settle an argument can be awkward. We can say, for example, being a student in al-fusha is really nice. For example, you see? I think it's very easy. Is it clear?
Yes.
Can we write examples? I need you please to write examples in the chat. ثالث. Any example. We can say, for example, she needs to be treated well by her friends, for example. This is the passive form of the infinitives. She needs to be treated well by her friends. You see, to, and then be, and then the past participle, which is verb 3 of treat, treated. Okay, another example. Being, we can say being a teacher is a nice thing. Being a teacher is a nice thing. Oh no, this is another thing. I have to use the past participle, so I'm going to change it. Being what? Let's use a verb. Being told that I won the game or the competition is exciting, is really exciting. Being told that I won the game is really exciting. You see, I have here being, and then I have verb 3 of tell, which is told. Okay, always use verb 3. Huh? Clear, Thalith?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have the auxiliary verbs with but and. Now it's very easy, pay attention here. Sometimes when an addition is made to a statement with but and, often the main verb is not repeated. Please pay attention that it's not repeated. Instead, it's replaced with what? With an auxiliary verb. So, but, the subject, and then the auxiliary. How? Let's see. My sister is not good at remembering special occasions. Okay? But my mother is. You see? But, subject, and then the auxiliary, which is as. طيب, instead of repeating, my sister is not good at remembering special occasions, but my mother is good at remembering special occasions, it's a very long sentence. So instead of that, I say, my sister is not good at remembering, but my mother is. Okay? Instead of just repeating. How I write that? By having but, and then the subject, and then I have the auxiliary verb. Okay? But then we have John does not get frustrated easily, but Sam does. So I use but always when I give the opposite. So John does not get frustrated easily, but Sam does, which is the opposite we have. You see, is, isn't, and then is, does not, and then does. This is not the case all the time. Sometimes I'm talking about a group, but I mean the same group or the same category. Does, maybe do, or does also. But with and, I have and, subject, and then the auxiliary, and then two for positive sentences, or either for negative sentences. Okay, when I say he enjoys outdoor activities and his son does too. So instead of saying and his son enjoys outdoor activities, I can say and his son does too. Enjoys, if you notice, it's a verb in the present simple. And instead of that, I want to use an auxiliary verb. I have and, I have the subject, and I have the auxiliary. Because it's a positive sentence, I'm going to use to. This is the case only with and. Pay attention to that. We don't like going for walks in this heat, and he does not either. This is a negative sentence, and I'm going to use what? Either. And subject auxiliary, but not to either, because it's a negative sentence. Please pay attention to that. So we don't like going for walks in this heat, and he, which is the subject, and then subject, and then the auxiliary does not. You see, we don't, but it's because of we, they use don't. Here we have he, so we're going to use doesn't. The same in the present, both of them in the present. And then we used either. Okay? ها ثالث?
Okay.
Okay. We're going tomorrow, inshallah, to understand those grammar more when we have the exercises. You can do the exercises at home. So if you have a question, you can ask me. I think our time is done. Let me take the attendance and then you're free to go. Okay, Bayadir is here. Jude. Jude is absent. Dana.
موجودة.
رغد موجودة. رفيف موجودة. ريماس. ريماس.
موجودة.
رهف موجودة. ريما موجودة. سارة.
موجودة.
سدين. Sadine is absent. شفيقة.
موجودة.
شهد.
موجودة.
غدي. غدي. فرح.
نعم.
ماريا. ماريا.
نعم.
ناجية.
نعم.
Okay, ناجية. ناجية is absent. رنيم.
موجودة.
Okay, so we're done. Have a nice day. Please do the exercise. ماذا؟
كتبت لك في الشات ناجية.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, don't forget to do the exercise so we can discuss them tomorrow. Okay, I know that the grammar is a lot, but it's okay. Okay, bye bye. Have a nice day.